OK Sports. Here alongside Tim Legler and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson with Ali LaForce joining us courtside. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for him.
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
Now the starting group for the visitors. We've got Sarr, and it's Boozer in at the 4. And for Texas, this game could be like a tennis match, Grant, with the ball racing from one side of the court to the other.
Yeah, B.A., you can get whiplash watching these teams run up and down the floor. They like to get it and go without any hesitation.
Here we go. It'll be Texas off the tip. Here's Pope. Pass to Clark. Jacks up a 3. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Defensively, you can't afford to get stuck on the pick.
Well, you just have to communicate those switches. If you don't, it's on you.
Here's Evans. Here's Boozer. Pass to Sarr. Here's Evans. Clark covers. 5 on the clock. Releases. Evans. That's good.
Oh, my. You have to respect the aggressiveness he plays with. Ooh.
And let's send it over to Ali LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Chris Finch. He knows they're in for a tough matchup against Trae Young. Coach told me Trae is an offensive savant. We have to find a way to disrupt his game. We're going to throw some length at him, pick him up once he crosses half court, and hound him on every possession. Back over to you, Brian.
All right, appreciate it, Ali. Now here's Clark. Last game for him, he picked up 10. Shoots a fadeaway. That one drops for him. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Here's Boozer. And so far, he's averaging 7 points a game. Pass to Evans. Here's Boozer. Hits despite the tough D. Here's Clark. He's been productive, averaging just over 7 points a game. And you could argue Onyeka Okongwu is a little undersized at the center position, but it's hard to overlook his impact, Tim.
Well, that's because he contributes in so many areas. Blocks, steals, rebounds. He can make plays, you name it. And he keeps adding to his game year after year.
Pass to Boozer. To the middle. Ball stolen. And they're running. And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a 3-point play. Texas shooting their first free throw of the night here.
Second team foul. At the line for your Longhorns, Swain. 1 shot.
And the free throw, no good. Pass to Boozer. Oh, a nice one-handed slam right there.
B.A., when he gets the rim in his sights, it's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice. Here's Pope. Last game for him, he picked up 13. He got a piece of it. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. There's the drive. With some arc, and he gets the bucket.
And I absolutely love the attack mentality, even with the bigger defender on him.
Well, those types of moves show creativity and determination.
Here's Pope. Still no points. The shot's good.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
Pass to Boozer.
2 minutes remaining. 2 minutes.
Now Sarr. Here's Evans. And here's Sarr. Fires top of the key, and he buries his first look.
Oh, what a crafty move, causing the defender to pause right there.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Already it's February. Let's see how things look out west. You look at Texas, their season's basically over, barring some sort of miracle.
You know, for Texas, it almost looks like they're defeated right now. They just can't get anything going. Probably a need for lots of adjustments on the horizon.
Well, we knew this might be the case. I think it's just who they are at this point. They're trying to build something here. It's just going to take more time. Well, he is very capable of hitting the deep shot. Defensively, you need a better shot contest than that, or he is going to bury you.
Foster, the pass to Boozer. Here's Foster. Pass to Boozer. Inside. And he buries his first look.
Coaches love to see ball movement, especially when it gets you that kind of look.
Sarr against Clark. Here's Boozer. Launches a three. Nails it from beyond the arc.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
There's 37 seconds left in the first quarter.
Wow! Always fun to see point guards who can elevate above the rim like that.
Oh, a strong mindset and even stronger finish.
Okay, I see ya. That's your point guard getting up.
Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Great job on the back end of the play.
Yep, finished with both hands, making sure of it. Here's Pope. He's got 5. Pass to Clark. Beyond the arc. And the three-pointer goes. Clark's gotten his second bucket on the night. Well, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Texas ahead, up by 4. Let's take a quick break, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Texas.
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
And another thing they've done consistently well is attack the paint. They have stayed aggressive under the hoop and gotten high percentage looks. Well, that's a tough matchup because he's skilled and relentless.
And in the first year of a 5-year, $150 million extension, Jalen Johnson, a key player for his team moving forward, Legs.
And he's coming off that shoulder surgery, an injury which ended his season prematurely. And he's a lefty, so hopefully that won't be an issue going forward.
Let's not forget he's Milwaukee tough, too. Texas shooting their second and third free throws tonight. That free throw no good. And offensive rebounding, one of Rudy Gobert's specialties, Grant.
Yeah, in some games, over half his points come from second chance opportunities. And you know, B.A., even when you block him out, he can reach right over you and get that board.
He hits the second from the line. And one key for quality teams in this league, beating the opponents you're supposed to beat. What goes into that, Grant?
Well, B.A., they call them trap games. An opponent that, on paper, isn't up to your level, especially when they're missing key guys. The thing is, can you find that juice to take care of business?
Here's Foster. No points so far. The shot is good, and this game is back to even.
Yeah, that's his spot. And the defender did everything he could to interfere with the shot.
Here's Taylor. 9 points for him in his last game. And he gets it to go. And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. I think right now he might be looking at some adjustments. And while we have a chance, the 2K leaderboard showing the NBA's best when it comes to steals.
This team will punish you for sloppy ball control, no question. They've got a lot of fast-handed guys just waiting to take advantage.
Here's Boozer. Pass to Brown. Harris a screen. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter. Fades and shoots. And there's another one for Texas.
Incredible fadeaway against the airtight coverage.
Got 2 of 3 shots to go in the second. Boozer passes to Boozer. Now here's Harris. To the right side. Back to Brown. Just 5 on the clock. Lets it fly. Right over the D. Brown's got his first 2 points of the night. A tight game here in Oklahoma City.
And it's just so hard to stop them when they're scoring at that level. They were efficient and didn't let up at all.
And the fact that they did all of that on the road was really impressive.
You know, having that much defense attention only locks him into focus. I mean, he's feeding off hitting a 3 right in someone's face.
Pass to Boozer. Great start so far. 3 of 3 in this one. And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter. Texas leading by 3. And Chris Finch wants a timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys.
These teams were similar last year, both in how they treated this head-to-head matchup and where they finished in the standings.
Well, you've got 2 teams, one from each conference, trying to reach that upper echelon. Should be an interesting matchup.
So both teams making some changes here. Now Clark. He's got 6. Lets the 3 fly. Sends it home from 3-point land. Clark's got 9 points.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
To the paint. Oh, they pick off the pass. Out to the wing. And here in the second quarter of action, as we approach 4 minutes played. To the inside, stolen by Sarr. Down low. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Got to give him credit for jumping on the ball and making the most at the other end.
Boy, inexcusable at this point of the game. They got to be more composed in these moments.
And then the thunderous dunk, adding insult to injury.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Trae Young is getting recognition for his playmaking. He said, I've been top 5 in assists since I've been in this league, but I've been able to score so easily. People consider that selfish at times. I'm not even worrying about what people got to say. I know what I do. Back to you.
Tuning out the noise. All right, Allie, appreciate the report. Here's Boozer. After the basket by Texas on the other end. Basket's good.
There aren't a lot of guys who can hit those type of shots. Trust me.
A minute 22 left in the second period. To the paint. Sarr with it, and Clark picks him up defensively. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance at a three-point play.
A little hang time with the double clutch, making it look easy.
Tim, you look at his career rate of assists per game. Trae Young, one of the most prolific passers ever to lace him up.
Yeah, B.A., despite the fact that he's known for shot making, it's his vision that sets him apart, and it's the reason you want the ball in his hands.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
All right, Grant, when we talk about the range Trae Young possesses, just how dangerous can this guy be?
Well, when he's on, he's a nightmare matchup for defenses. Once he crosses half court, he's a threat to score, which in turn really helps open up the floor for everyone else on his team.
Here's Pope. He's got 5. And there's another one for Texas.
When he decides he wants to take it to the bucket, it's really hard for anyone to slow him down.
43 seconds left in the first half. And he hits it and gets hacked. A 3-point chance here if he can convert.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Second team foul.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one drops. He ties it up. Here's Pope. He has 7. 35 seconds left in the first half. To the middle. And he jams it home with authority.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Yeah, it's the power of the two-man game. After all these years, it's still the most difficult set to defend.
Gone 8 for 9 here in the second. Here's Boozer. To the inside. And here's Clark for 3. Fires in the triple. And now a 5-point Texas lead.
Exactly what every offense needs. Shooters who can force the defense to extend.
Yeah, that's how you create that spacing, and that will open up a lot of options offensively.
And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Texas ahead, up 5. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports.
Welcome everyone as we dig into the details, things working out so far. Sometimes it takes everyone on your roster. Guys have to come in, play their roles, and execute.
Yeah, impressive performance by their second unit. Now it's time to check in on how the Rookie of the Year race is shaping up.
We're around the halfway point, and these guys aren't slowing down a bit. We'll see who turns on the Jets and pulls away in the race.
Which rookies hit that wall along the way? Bam!
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. Clark's gone 4 for 4 shooting tonight. Pass to Boozer. And here's Sarr. Here's Evans. Here's Boozer. Connects from downtown. Boozer's gotten his third basket of the night.
Well, those are the ones you're happy to get every trip down the floor if you can.
We've got Sarr, and it's Evans in at the 2. Here's Pope. And another 3 for Texas.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
Yeah, he was so ready to answer that. These teams are just battling.
Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Here's Boozer. 11 points in the game. Pass to Evans, and stolen by Clark. Somehow misses the two-handed jam. Here's Evans. Well, Legs, when we talk about current players, who are the guys you want taking the shot with the game on the line right now?
Well, certainly the tried and true like Stephen Curry and Kevin Durant. You can't go wrong there. Or a multi-time MVP in Nikola Jokic.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
Good idea to call timeout. It looked like the guys were getting some heavy legs out there.
And now let's take a look at the small forwards with the highest shooting percentages for the season. Clark outside. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Here's Pope. Gets the 3 ball to go. Pope's got 6 points in the quarter.
If you want to disrupt his rhythm, you have to close out harder than that.
Pass to Sarr. Here's Boozer. Here's Evans. Off target with the 3. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Here's Pope. 13 points in the game. And it's going to be a 3-second call. Got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. Here's Boozer. 7 points in the game. Pass to Boozer. Here's Evans. Clark covers. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Here's Pope. Checking his stats, he's scoring around 9.5 points per game. Let's go with a three, and another three for Texas.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. He might have seen something and needs to review with his guys. A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the third quarter. Now here's Sarr. He's got 5. This one for 3. On target from range. Sarr's got 8. For Texas, they've gotten 3 of 4 shots to fall so far in the third. When Vit Krejci made his NBA debut in 2021, he became just the 5th Czech player in league history, Tim.
Yeah, B.A., he's really interesting. Great skill, and he's 6'8". He shows playmaking instincts, and the last few seasons, he's really shooting the ball much better.
Boozer passes to Brown. Here's Evans from behind the arc. Drills it from deep.
And he keeps his composure and drains it through contact. Chance for a 4-point play.
All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Texas?
Well, they have owned the offensive perimeter throughout this game, finding lots of openings and turning them into big shots.
And they also deserve a lot of credit for getting points off turnovers. Their hustle has allowed them to take advantage of those opportunities.
And it's tied up with that one. Here's Clark. 14 points for him. 1:43 left in the third quarter of the game. Fires from deep. And another 3 for Texas.
Well, his team is up, and he's a big reason why. And it's a little easier to shoot when you know you've got an advantage on the scoreboard.
Sarr against Clark. Lays it up and banks it in. Sarr's got 8 here in this quarter.
That's very smart use of the screen, and it sets up a very close look.
Clark outside. And another 3 for Texas.
He must have visualized this one because everything is falling.
Gone 6 of 7 and appearing confident in this half. Pass to Evans. And he lobs it up top. And the jam by Brown.
Beautiful setup on the alley-oop.
Great catch, great flush. There's 42 seconds left in the third quarter. Now here's Clark. Launches it from deep. Hauled in by Brown.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Well, that's not a horrible shot for him to take, but you could still probably find a higher percentage shot.
Pass to Evans. Now Sarr. Inside. Tipped. And he dunks it down.
And nobody putting out much of an effort to stop him.
Surprising, in a close game, a lack of energy on defense.
When every possession matters, your defense has to be better.
At the end of the third, the score is all even. Both teams absolutely filling it up. And time to step away quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Lets it go from 11. Good on the bucket. And Texas leads by 2.
Well, if you came here looking for a scoring battle, I think you made the right choice.
We thought this might be the case coming in. Not a lot of defense out there right now.
And it's Boozer in at center, locking down the middle. For three, here's Harris. Drops in the three. Coming down the stretch. We'll see if someone can capture the lead and hold it.
And that's been an issue. 5 lead exchanges tonight.
Texas working the ball around now. Here's the break. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw.
Personal foul. First team foul.
And we played through about a minute here in the fourth. Pass to Pope, fires the three, and he sinks it again. 7 of 7 from the field now.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
Harris outside. The three ball, pure from three-point range.
And looking to shoot as many threes as possible. This kind of confidence, impressive to see.
He shoots a three. He drops it from range.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
And when you give up a three, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately.
And so it's Quinn Snyder here calling timeout, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Hey guys, well, Quinn Snyder was just reviewing the plan with the team. He was very passionately telling his team, don't give them an inch when they have the ball. This game is going to come down to defense. I need you guys to work hard and close this one out. Guys?
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Two minutes gone by here in the fourth. Foster, the pass to Boozer. Here's Foster. Fires for three. Buries it from three.
And defensively, how do you leave them that open in crunch time?
A touch under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Here's Pope. And there's another one for Texas.
Yeah, there was a lack of intensity in the first half, but these teams have now turned it up.
Well, the margin for error is getting smaller, so the stakes on each possession are getting bigger.
Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth now. He drills the wide open jumper.
That's just a smart play right there. The right pass to a ready shooter.
And so it's Quinn Snyder here calling timeout. He was quite emphatic, demanding the timeout, clearly wanting to address strategy with his team. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Now here's Sarr. Tight defense on him. Shot clock at 5. for three. It's good from beyond the arc.
Impressive offensive versatility for big. He can show you a variety of looks.
Here's Pope. He fires from 18. That one goes. Yes, sir.
Even with the defender right on him, he sinks it. Great shot.
Gotten all 6 shots to fall in the fourth quarter. Oh, he finished it off. A beauty of a pass.
What a pass right there. Coaches love seeing guys making it easy for their teammates.
Shoots a three. Knocks down the trifecta.
And any decent look from distance, he's taking it. He has that locked-in mentality right now.
And he's keeping the game within striking distance. I don't know where they'd be without his shooting.
Fires the three. It's money from deep.
And I think this hometown crowd is in shock as the visiting squad fires right back with a three of their own.
1:16 left in the fourth quarter here. Takes a three. The three ball is down.
And just a huge answer right there with a three of their own. And the crowd now is in a frenzy.
Here's Boozer.
I think I've lost track of how many of their possessions have ended exactly like that.
And the way he's scoring is impressive. He's doing it with great efficiency.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. They swipe it. And he commits the intentional foul.
Second personal foul. Second team foul.
Oh, the stuff!
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
And this is where you really want to be mindful. No turnovers, no sloppy play.
From downtown, and he nails it.
Taking people to school with moves like that.
And now we've got an intentional foul.
Third personal foul. Third team foul.
Get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And he ends up making the second. And that puts him up 5. 3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. From deep. It's tipped. And the ball ends up out of bounds. And they retain possession. Now a timeout called by Texas. They're down by 5. From a coaching perspective, what are the keys to focus on here?
No doubt. They've got to get a quick bucket here.
You have to be smart here. If they're successful, the foul has got to happen quickly.
Leading by 5. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Cash from downtown.
There is absolutely no fear in his eyes. He loves the moment.
What a huge shot at this point in the game.
Yeah, no, you had to do that. I mean, you can't allow them to dribble out the time.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
He snuffs out any comeback hopes with an impressive performance at the line.
Beyond the arc. The three is in! And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Personal foul. 4-2 foul.
He gets the first, and that'll put him up 2. Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
And does the pressure affect you? Nope, not that time. Not for players who practice these moments. Well executed.
And so it's a victory for the road team in this one. With the late victory, they upset plenty of these hometown fans.
They really should take this win to heart. When the pressure was on, they stepped up and worked twice as hard to overcome it.
Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Trey, congratulations. You guys had to play with another level of effort and competitive pride out there to get this win.
That's all it is. We try to come out every night, compete, play with a lot of intensity, play with a lot of enthusiasm, have fun. And we've been doing that lately, and it's been great.
We could feel the enthusiasm. Thanks, Trey.
All right, Allie, thanks. Great stuff there. And that'll do it, folks. For reporter Allie LaForce and for Tim Legler and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for joining us. And time now for our player of the game.